Hello, Amy the Ordinary here. So for my first proper video, I thought I'd talk about some of the fandoms I'm in. Everyone has to be a part of at least one fandom, and if you aren't, what are you doing with your life? If you're part of any of the fandoms I talk about here today, that's great. We can fangirl or fanboy about them together down in the comments. If you aren't a part of any of these fandoms, I'd like to think I can still enlighten you as to why they're so great, and who knows, I might even encourage a few of you to start getting into a fandom or two. So let's get started with the animes. The first proper anime I watched, and by that I mean not Pokemon, was Hetalia. It's basically set around the time of World War II, and all the characters are personified, stereotypical versions of modern day countries. It's a really funny anime, and I'd recommend it to anyone. Also, it's great for people who don't have time to sit down and watch a whole 20-minute episode, because the episodes are only around 5 minutes long, short and sweet. There's also a movie about weird aliens trying to turn the whole world white, so yeah, that's cool. The next anime is one most people have heard of, Attack on Titan. If you love action, gore, and getting your heart torn into shreds and thrown away constantly, then this is the anime for you. I love the storyline of a dystopian future type world where humanity has to fight for survival against these massive, naked giants. It seemed really simple when I first got into it, but then it started developing and getting more complex and feels. If that's not really your thing, Ouran High School Host Club is a great anime that kind of makes fun of the soppy romantic shoujo style. It's really fun and great for when you need a break from those intense, serious animes like Attack on Titan. It only had one series, which is quite sad, but you should also check out the manga. It's a really awesome, feel-good romantic comedy. The last anime I'm going to talk about is Death Note. This anime is amazing from its storyline to its art style. Basically, there's a boy called Light who finds a notebook that kills anyone whose name is written in it, and he goes around trying to rid the earth of all criminals while trying to avoid the police and the super sleuth L. It's a really engaging story, suspenseful, dark, and completely different than a lot of traditional animes, which is why I love it so much. Now for the rest. I think the very first fandom I was ever a part of was Doctor Who. I started watching it the day Christopher Eccleston's first episode aired, which I believe was the 26th of March 2005. I was 4. Wow. I'm a bit iffy on Peter Capaldi as the Doctor at the moment, but he is really growing on me. My favourite Doctor is Matt Smith, with David Tennant as a close second, because I just love how the 11th Doctor can go from a mad professor, crazy type character in one scene to a dark, serious character in the next. However, the Doomsday piano opening will never fail to make me bawl my eyes out whenever I hear it. Yeah, would you just pass me the... Sorry. On to Sherlock, and how much I hate Stephen Moffat for making us wait. I mean, I'll have finished my GCSEs and be in sixth form by the time I see a new Sherlock episode. It just isn't right. But other than that, it's an amazing show in general. The modern twist on a classic story, the suspense, the action, the comedy, the plot twists, the fan theories, feels. I absolutely cannot wait for the next series of Sherlock to see if Moriarty is alive or not, and for more John Locke, obviously. Let's take a break from the normal stuff to talk about Homestuck. Yep, this fandom pretty much ruined my life. In a good way, of course. Basically, it's a webcomic about these 4 kids, and they play a game and end the world, and then there's these trolls on another planet called Alternia, and I'm not getting into this now because it would just take way too long to explain. It is one of the most complicated fandoms ever, but it's also one of the greatest. The cosplay, the fan art, just the general community of Homestuck fans is crazy and amazing, and I love being a part of it. Back to normal with something more recent to me, Marvel and DC. Technically, I've been a fan of superheroes for ages, but I've only just properly got into the fandom due to 2 things. Number 1, The Flash. My friend, T1 and Only, introduced me to the Flash TV show, and now I'm absolutely in love. I finished the first season very quickly once I started, and now I'm a few episodes into season 2. Number 2, Deadpool. I went to see it soon after it came out with Lee again, and it instantly became my favourite movie ever. This got me interested in looking at a few other superheroes, and now I've even got a small comic book collection, most of which came from the last MCM Comic Con I went to. So yeah, that about wraps it up for this video. Obviously these aren't all of my fandoms, they're most of my main ones, but I couldn't go into every single thing I liked, otherwise it would get too long and boring. If you feel like having a geek out with me in the comments, by all means go ahead. I'd be happy to fangirl with you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.